Alright, now we're going to work on a back stitch. I'm going to start my back stitch by poking my needle through my fabric, pulling it all the way through until that knot touches the fabric. Once the knot's touching the fabric, what I'm going to do is flip it over to the other side, so I have my nice pretty side here, and I'm going to take my needle, drag it out from that hole that I just made, and I'm going to poke my needle through and pull it on the other side. So it starts out a little bit like a running stitch, but it very quickly differs from it. So everyone, really quickly, take note how there are 2 threads that make up the string on your needle. This is very important because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be poking my needle from behind through those 2 threads. So everyone see how that thread split? I'm going to poke my needle through it. And then I'm going to take my needle once this is entirely pulled through and poke it in front of that stitch. So I'm going to drag down my needle, poke it through, and make another stitch. So here I go again. From the back, I'm going to poke my needle through those 2 threads. So I'm going to find my way through. And if you have to poke it a couple of times to find your way there, that's quite all right. So if it's a little tricky too, here's a little bit of a hack. You could see me doing it with my needle. If it's being a little finicky, you can kind of open that up with your needle. Just make sure that the ends are separated, the right and the left that is. Then you'll pull your needle through that area. So now I'm going to go ahead, poke my fabric, pull my needle through the fabric itself. Now my needle's on the other side, and I'm going to poke my needle from the back and through those 2 threads. So there we go. I'm going to do this a couple more times so y'all can see what's going on, and then we'll go ahead and tie it off. So here is what my back stitch looks like on this side. Notice the difference between it and a running stitch, excuse me, is that this one is one long continuous line. It's great for embroidery, while the running stitch had some spaces between. Right now I'm doing the method that we normally use by scooping up a little fabric, pulling my needle most of the way through but leaving a loop. And then I'm going to use one side of this loop to wrap around my needle once, twice. Then I'm going to put my finger over this opening and pull my needle until I can't pull anymore, and it creates a knot. Now that I have my knot, I'm going to go ahead and snip off the excess. So here's what it looks like on the back. I'm going to flip it back over. There again is our nice, neat embroidery style